financial leadership, and really the benefits that has for the black community. So without further ado, Brother Harris.
Peace, brothers. I'm happy to be here. First, I want to thank Brother Trey for having me out. I want to thank the brothers of Phi Lambda for allowing me to be here in front of you all. I'm very, very excited about today. Guys, I've been a public speaker for about 6 years now. And what I've noticed is that a speaker is only as good as the people who he's speaking with, right? So we gotta get some energy in here, man. So if I say anything that resonates with you all, man, just give me a right? Give me a you know what I mean? And if I really say something that really resonates with you all, give me a that's all right. That's all right right there. You know what I mean? We're gonna have a good time in here. Like Brother Trey was saying, man, I am a 2018 initiate into Omega Psi Phi Fraternity through the Alpha Zeta chapter. Guys, I am 24 years old, and I've dedicated my life to the advancement of black people. And I did that because I understand, as we all do in this room, that a man is a martyr. Now, what is a martyr? A martyr is somebody who's willing to lay down and die for what he believes in. And that's what you all have standing in front of you today. I'm willing to lay down and die for what I believe in. Okay, so with what's going on in the world right now, we're at war. Guys, make no mistake about it, we're at war right now. And I've dedicated my life to advancing our people because of that reason. I'm not okay with it, right? So what happens is a lot of times we don't know what's going on, right? So that's what we have an obligation to. We got to find out what's going on, identify the problem, and then present our solution. Okay, so guys, like I say, I came here to build bridges and to be friends with you all. So I don't want to take up too much of you all's time, so I won't take up too much of you all's time, right? It's not going to be like a Sunday service, man, because I hate when the pastor's like, I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time now. So I'm like, well, don't then, right? Wrap this up so we can all get up out of here, man. So I want to have a good time with you all. I didn't drive this way so I can speak at you, because I hate when people speak at me, right? I came here more so to think with you all, collaboratively. Is that cool with you all? Yeah. Because I know we got some great thinkers in here. So what I do is I study human psychology. I study human behavior. And I study friendship. And I study it thoroughly. And what I found is in order for two or more to become friends, we got to share some commonalities. Right? We got to have some things in common. So when I make friends, I don't focus more so on what we love that we have in common, right? Like, 'cause I like taking long walks, I like getting caught in the rain, pina coladas, right? I want to focus on what you hate. Because what I teach is love is not a strong enough motivator. Love won't cut it. But if you hate something, hate will make you do some crazy things. So I want to start there. What I hate is, as soon as we're done with this undergrad summit, when I go to my car, I'm 5 times as likely to be pulled over by the police than my white counterpart. I hate the fact that when I go into department stores, I feel like I got to take my hands out of my pocket so I don't look guilty of anything. I hate the fact that the median wealth for a white family is 10 times that of a black family's median wealth. 10 times. So that means if a white father has $100,000 to feed his family with to raise his children, a black father only has $10,000 to raise his children. I'm not okay with that. And it's because of statistics like that that I have pledged my life to the advancement of black people. Like I say, guys, we're at war right now. And as a Christian man, and with this being a Christian-based fraternity, oftentimes I'm complexed. Because we all know what's going on with Russia and Ukraine right now. And brothers, my heart and my prayers go out to those people. But I cannot pledge my allegiance to their war when we're in a war right here in this country against black people. So before I pledge my allegiance to that war, I gotta fight this war in Orange County, in LA, San Diego, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Georgia, where black people are still getting killed in the middle of the street. So I gotta fight this war. But there is a lot that we can learn from Russia and Ukraine, because the only reason why Ukraine was able to stand up for themselves and stand up for their people is because they had money that they could afford to stand up for themselves. It's expensive to go to war. Y'all understand that? I don't know if y'all remember or not, but in 2012, a brother named Trayvon Martin was killed in cold blood a decade ago. And I remember how young I was and how hurt I was, because I felt like that brother was me. And I had so many emotions eating up at me because I didn't feel like we did enough for that brother. And I'll never forget, I was a sophomore in high school, and I said, man, if I was in leadership, if I had some power, we'll go to war with America. And I said, why are we not doing more? Because I thought that us as black people and as the continent of Africa, we should have got on the phone with America and say, yeah. We saw CNN, we saw what happened. I'll tell you what. If we see another black child get killed by the hands of the police or any law enforcement, we're going to declare an active sign of war against America. That's what we should have did. But we didn't, because we couldn't afford to go to war for that brother. So now, a decade later, we got endless amount of hashtags. It'll take us all day to remember everybody, every black person who has died at the hands of law enforcement in this. It'll take us all day. Guys, listen. I'm not for any group of people facing oppression. I'm against it all. Our Asian brothers and sisters were racially profiled for 17 days in this country. By day 30, they had a bill passed. And I was happy for them. I said, man, okay. Why didn't we get a bill passed, though? I don't know if y'all know or not, but in the year of 2022, right now today, there is no law outlawing it to hang any of you all from trees. Y'all know that? It is still legal in this country, in the United States, to hang somebody from a tree. We've been going through this plight for 400 years. They went through plight for 17 days. They got a bill passed. That means 2 hearings, passed through Congress, passed through Senate, pushed on, and signed by the United States President. But we can all still go out there and get hanged from a tree. I'm not okay with that. So brothers, like we said, we're at war right now in this country. Make no mistake about it. There's a war against every single person in this room right now. In order for us to go to war, brothers, we need some money. Because what our Asian brothers and sisters taught us was that money gives you a voice. And if you have money, you don't need a hashtag. You don't need hashtag Black Lives Matter, because money gives you a voice. You show the entire world why you matter. The power is in ownership. if we want to get this knee off of our necks, we want to stop getting killed in cold blood, we got to have some money. Because money is a voice, money means resources. That's where we got to start. So I just told you, brothers, that money is our answer to this war. Now raise your hand if you guys have ever heard that money is the root of all evil. Heard that verse? What if I told y'all that's a complete lie? And that's not in the Bible. Yeah. What the Bible does say is that the love of money is the root of all evil. We got to get in that Bible. Because what the Bible also says in Ecclesiastes, which is the book of wisdom, right? The Bible says, money answereth all things. You understand what I'm saying? If we want to stop getting killed by our oppressors, we got to have some funding behind us. The second thing we'll need, there's a quote that says, whether you believe you can or you believe you cannot, you are absolutely right. Whether you believe you can or you believe you cannot, you're absolutely right. That's where Joel comes in. Because we have a mindset as black people that we're supposed to be oppressed almost. And what I'm saying is that if you consider yourself a second-class citizen, you will always be treated like a second-class citizen. And what I teach is that you teach people how to treat you. You got to show them that. I'm not going for any of that anymore. You got to show them why they matter. Does anybody know what the word joyer means? Because I know I'm in the presence of some great minds in here, man, that speak 7 different languages, man. You know what I mean? So, joyer means player in French. And of course, we all know that a player is somebody who's smooth, suave, well-speaking. But what I did as an owner is I put a spin on that word, player. Of course, we're smooth, we smart, we suave, we great dresses, absolutely. But what I've noticed in my years as a finance professional and as a community leader, oftentimes in our community specifically, we're not playing the game the right way. As black people, we're playing this game not to lose, rather than playing to win. And it's because we don't think that we can win. And until we eradicate that sense of being a second-class citizen in this country, until we actually believe that we matter, nothing will ever change. So, as an owner, guys, there's nothing that I believe I cannot do. So when the Bible tells us that you can move mountains, you can call me crazy, but I think if I push that mountain, I think it's gonna move. And it's that kind of ideology that I've pledged my life to imputing into black people. I believe that tomorrow is changed through the seeds we plant today. And I have vowed my life, Lord is my witness, if we can impute that sense of undying self-confidence into the minds of black people, this world will look a lot different in a decade. That's my promise. But it will not start until we believe that it's possible. So I just told you all, I have no fear of anything. If y'all know TJ Harris, I have no fear of anything. There's nothing that I cannot do. If we dedicate our lives to getting every one of us to think that way, we will never be oppressed again. Guys, I told you all, I am 24 years old. I have a business plan in place that'll make Joyer more impactful to the advancement of black people than FUBU was. Do y'all remember that feeling that FUBU gave us in the 90s and early 2000s? It reminded us that we mattered. It reminded us that black is beautiful. And no disrespect to Damon John, this is one of my mentors. This is a guy I look up to. But it stopped there. And what I'm doing as an owner, I want to do all those things, remind us that black is beautiful, remind us that I see you, I appreciate you, and I love you, and here's some news you can use. I want to add value to black people. Let's talk about some history, guys. Because what I'm doing right now is Joyer was created to be the world's greatest thinkers, the wittiest speakers, and the smoothest dressers. And I made my company like that because this time I want to make sure that the revolution is televised. I want to make sure that we're preparing black people. When we get on the top of that stage, when we get that microphone, we're going to have something to say. And we're going to look good doing it. So, we all know, brothers, our fraternity was founded by 3 undergraduate students. So here's how it happened in my head, right? I see these 3 brothers going up to Professor Frank Coleman and said, "Man, Professor, can we have a word with you?" And Professor walked over there, I was like, "What's going on with you, brothers? Y'all looking good today, what's going on?" And Ernest C. Just, he said, "Man, I want to talk to you about something, man. We're actually thinking about starting a fraternity." And Professor Frank Coleman, he says, "Okay, I don't want to tell you brothers what y'all can't do, but what makes you brothers think that y'all can start a fraternity?" And Edgar Amos Love, he says, "Well, we don't only want to start a fraternity, we want to create some of the world's greatest thinking group of Negroes." And the professor said, "Wow. Again, what makes you young brothers think that y'all can start a fraternity like that?" And Ernest looks at Edgar and he says, "Well, we can do this because we're already in a fraternity. We're Freemasons." Yeah. So when I get up there and I talk to these investors and I talk to all these people of prominence and I say, "Listen, I'm 24 years old and I have a plan in place that'll create some of the world's greatest thinkers." And they look at me and say, "What makes you think that you could ever do that? Who gave you that right to do that?" And I can boldly hold my head up high and I say, "I think that I can do this because I'm already a part of a fraternity of the world's greatest thinkers in Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. That's why I think I can do this. That's why I think that one man can change the world." Right? Guys, I tell you, I don't believe in impossibilities, right? But for the people who do believe that one person cannot change the world, that's fine. If I, TJ Harris, cannot change the world, I want to be responsible for creating the players that can. And like I told you guys, our tomorrow is changed through the seeds that we plant today. That's all we have to do. We have to keep planting seeds. Guys, make no mistake about it. Joyer is not a fashion company. It's not a fashion company at all. I chose fashion as the avenue that I wanted to use to get in front of the masses. Because I know if I can get this message in front of the masses, in front of the millions of people, that's how we change the world. The strength of our future lies in this room. In order for us to go to war with our oppressor, we're gonna need to do it together. have to have money. You have to have resources. And you have to believe that it's possible. Because guys, make no mistake about it, if we don't believe, we'll be the next hashtags. Thank y'all.